Manchester United back. It's the Premier League returning. We're in pretty decent form, and we go away to Sheffield United now, which they've started the season really well. I mean, recently they beat Arsenal in the league. They're pretty well up there. I think they're about fifth in the or sixth in the table, something around that mark. So they're in decent form. I mean, you would want to play these over the likes of Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, all these teams. You'd definitely sooner, but still they've started fantastically well, and this could be a tricky game for Manchester United. Now, Manchester United going with it with some players back from injury, some still out injured, and we're in good form. So we should be going into this confident, but our away form has been pretty poor for Manchester United, to be honest. We lost last time out away at Bournemouth, and that was an atrocious performance, and we can't have another one like that. But some of our forwards are in good form. Martial's been in okay form recently, and so has Marcus Rashford been in pretty good form. Now, Martial's got to keep this consistency going, and has got to be smashing it week in, week out. Now, if he's not, then that is going to cause Manchester United problems, because him and Rashford are the main goal threat for Manchester United, besides Mason Greenwood, who doesn't seem to be getting much of a look in, to be honest, in terms of getting in the team in the Premier League. Seems to be only playing in the Europa League from the start. So Dan James does offer a threat going forward, but not the goal threat that Mason Greenwood offers. Yes, he's creating chances, and I don't know how many assists he's got, but he's got a few assists and has played above himself this season from what we expected. No one really expected him to be starting so many games, but obviously he hasn't got the goal threat that Mason Greenwood's got, nowhere near, and he's nowhere near as obviously talented as Greenwood. I think he just doesn't want to rush Greenwood and give him too much too soon, but scored again for the under-21, so I wouldn't see a problem if he started every week, to be honest. And the Astana game coming up in the week could be an indication as to what teams are put out in these two games, because I think it's going to be two completely different starting lineups between the two games. Now, this one will obviously be the stronger team. David Hale being goal, hoping that Brandon Williams keeps his place at left back, but it's going to be Ashley Young, you just know that. Lindelof and Maguire will be the centre halves, with obviously Wan-Bissaka at right back. Now, Tuanzebe is back from injury, which is great. Hopefully he's fit enough to play against Astana. I wouldn't expect him to play this one, but I would expect Lindelof and Maguire to both be fit to play. Midfield's going to be interesting because we've got no Scott McTominay, so Fred will be in the midfield. I'm not too sure what he's going to go for. Will he go for Fred, Pereira and Matic? Probably, because Matic is now back from fit, but I would like to see James Garner given a start, to be honest. He hasn't played enough minutes for Manchester United and has been in fine form lately. I mean, he's not going to go for Gomez in there, which would be another good shout, to be honest, for me. But some of these players may play against Astana, so I don't know what. I mean, he could go for Pereira and Fred in midfield and play Mata in the number 10 role. I'm not too sure. And then the forward, obviously the forward three is going to pick itself for Solskjaer. He's going to pick James, Rashford and Marshall. There's no deal. He's not dropping any three of them for. Well, the only one he could drop them for is Greenwood, to be honest. But he's not going to do that. Greenwood will obviously play, I would presume, against Astana. I think that will be a pretty rotated side against Astana. So this game will be what he would consider his strongest lineup for Manchester United. And I would say, looking at that starting lineup I've sort of gone for, Brandon Williams would be the one that should be starting games for Manchester United. I know Luke Shaw is back from injury and he's going to bring Ashley Young back from BAM, but I mean, he's just been a breath of fresh air so far, Brandon Williams. And I think he deserves a full crack at the whip, I really do. Bring Shaw back easy, ease him in against Astana, where it's a bit of a nothing game. And I mean, Luke Shaw should be second fiddle, and then Ashley Young be third fiddle, really, in the grand scheme of things going forward for this season, because neither of them two have been anything better than atrocious for Manchester United in recent seasons. So it should be Brandon Williams there. Obviously that midfield's going to be a problem for Manchester United. We know Scott McTominay's been in fine form. Some people think Fred's been in good form as well for Manchester United. He's certainly improved in the last couple of games, but can he play? Who he's going to play with is that conundrum, because Paul Pogba's still out with McTominay out as well. It's leaving Manchester United having to rely maybe on the likes of Gomez, Garner to fill the void at some point in these next few games, because against Astana we're going to have to put someone in midfield, and I mean Levid could come in as well against Astana, so it's going to be the two we're going to see from what team he plays against Sheffield United, what he does in the following game. But this one is obviously the most important game, so he's got to really get out what he thinks is his best team on paper to get the win in this game, because that game against Astana doesn't really matter too much whether we finish top or second. But this is a must-win game for Manchester United, and I think we're going to struggle to beat this team, to be honest. We're not scoring that many goals away from home. I think that Norwich game was about the only one where we scored more than one in ages. I can't remember when. It was our first win away from home in the league in months. So it's going to be a job for Manchester United to win here. But I'm going to put my neck on the line and say Manchester United win this game 2-1. Let me know your thoughts, what you think. How do you see it going? I mean, Arsenal struggled here and lost 1-0, and you wouldn't be surprised if Manchester United didn't lose 1 or 2-0 here. You really wouldn't, considering the form that Manchester United have been in away from home. But we have improved lately, and if Marcus Rashford can continue his form, I mean, he scored 2 goals for England. I know they were against poor opposition, but one he come off the substitutes bench, and there were 2 nice, well-taken finishes. If he can continue that good form, I think he's got about 9 in his last 10 or something. So if he can continue that form against these, then that is going to just improve his confidence and keep him pushing. I mean, he's well on track to hit 20 goals at least in all competitions this season, which is fantastic, to be honest. Still only 22. If he can hit 25 goals in all competitions, say, that would be a brilliant season for Rashford. It really would. And Martial's got to chip in with 15, 20 goals as well for Manchester United to speed up that league and go far in the cup competitions. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on the game. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll talk to you all again soon. See ya.